Hey guys, how's it going? CAD intentions, and today we're gonna do a little bit of a live stream, testing it out, play around in Civil 3D, answer some questions, and see how it goes. How are you guys doing tonight? So to start off, let's see what we've got here. I've just opened up, hey, cartographs. Wow. Hey, in New Zealand. That's awesome. I'm in BC, Canada. Yeah, to start off, I've just opened up an intro kind of tutorial file that comes with Civil 3D. You can open these up usually when you open up Civil 3D. I've just opened up intro just to give us a surface to work with, and I'll kind of walk you guys through a few things. But if you're interested in anything AutoCAD or Civil 3D, just let me know in the comments what you'd like to see, and I'll try and show you if I can, or I'll make a video of it on the channel for in the next week or two. So this one here, it looks like we've got a surface. You right click on it, go to surface properties, we can see what the settings are at. This one's, it's showing contours 1 and 5 meter intervals. That'd be 1 meter minor contours and 5 meter contours. You can see the light and the dark lines, 1 meter. We'll probably, let's start with creating an alignment. And if you don't know much about Civil 3D, you can use alignments to cut sections or profiles as they're called when you're using an alignment. If you're in geotechnical or anything like that, you might need to cut sections just to see what the land is doing. So a quick way to do those is to use the alignments feature in Civil 3D. We're just going to draw a line. So let's see what's going on right here. So we'll cut a section across the top of what looks like a hill here. So we're going to cut a line following this polyline I just drew. And to do that, we're going to create an alignment from an object. And it'll go in the direction from where you click. So where you click will be the starting point, and where it ends will be the end point. I don't know if that makes sense. So click on the end you want the line to start at. So I'll click up here, down here. So it's going to go north. You can hit enter and it's going to show you the direction. You can always hit R to reverse it. And I'm going to hit enter again, and it's going to bring up our alignment properties. You can name it. If you were using this as an alignment for a street, you'd call it your street name. We're just going to call it example profile so we can see what's going on here. You can change the style. This would be the style of the line. So that could change from dashed to solid, or you can have arrows. We'll just set it as an existing. I'm going to only show major and minor labels. So that would be like 50 meters or 50 feet at a time. It's going to put a label. And we're not going to create curves, and we'll let it erase the line I drew as it. We'll hit OK. You can see it's created our alignment. And in this case, it's at 10 meter intervals. You can see it's ticks at 10 meters and labels at 20. And you can see it's going from south to northwest. So after we create an alignment, say you want to see what the land is doing here, you're going to want to create a profile using that alignment. So you hit the profile dropdown, say create surface profile. You can choose our example profile. Then we're going to use existing ground, which is the contour surface we have here. And then we're going to hit add. So we'll leave the settings as is, but under style here, you can change the what the ground is going to look like on the section. It would change it from a dashed line, solid line, different colors. You can customize all of these by just hitting the drop down here and creating new ones or copying the existing ones and editing them. But we'll just leave it standard as an existing ground profile. And then down here, you're going to click draw in profile view. And again, we're going to leave most of these settings as the default. Let's just see what profile view this is going to be. So we're going to hit edit. You can see here it's going to show us a 10:1 vertical exaggeration. So that means the vertical is going to be scaled up by 10. A lot of geotechnical engineers like this so that you can really see the changes in the ground. You just need to remember that everything is exaggerated by 10. We'll leave that. Hit next through all of these and we'll leave everything as the default. We're not showing type networks or anything on this. We'll click create and it's going to ask you where you want to place it, and it'll be the bottom left of your profile. We'll just place it here. So there you can see, going from south to northwest, what the ground looks like of our surface here. That's a quick way to cut a section, or a profile in this case, to kind of give you a feel for what the land is looking like. So you can tell we wouldn't want to, say, design a road that went right through here, because if you wanted to go from here to here, you're going to have to cut or blast through a ton of ground. Even saying this is scale by 10, that's still 48 up to 56. That's still 8 meters of ground, or feet. We're using feet, but that's a lot of ground. You don't want to cut a road across that. So let's say maybe you wanted to put a road we're just going to randomly kind of draw in a polyline here. And we're going to do a test little road. I'm going to do an arc across here. And you can see I'm going across the contours to try and keep the amount of cutting or filling to a minimum. Kind of go over to here. We'll test this out. We'll see how that works. So let's say we wanted to just, it looks kind of flat up here. Maybe we want to road up to this flat area here from below. So to start, I'm going to, we're going to create a profile from left to right here. So to start with that, we need an alignment. I'm going to go through what we just did here again. We're going to call this, let's just call it test road. I'm going to leave the same settings. We're not going to add curves. Already made it out of curve polyline. You can see our alignment is created. It looks like it's about 630 meters long. Now we can cut a profile. Profile view. We're going to leave all the settings again. Yeah. And create a profile. We'll just put it over here below the other one. So this is a little better. So what we can do is now we're going to create a new profile. Sorry, we're going to create a new profile. I'm trying to think of what the quickest way to do this will be. We want to create a road. I think we're going to go from up here down to here. Oh, there we go. Profile creation tools. So we're going to create a new profile, and this will be our design road profile. We'll call it design road profile. Going to bring up our profile layout tools. So with this, we can create kind of the new baseline for our road. Let's say we want to start here, so it ties into existing ground. We'll just make this super easy. We won't even add any curves. We're going to come down to here. And this will give us a little bit of down to here. This is how our new road is going to be. Up to there. Start rising back up again. Get steeper. We'll tie in. We'll see how this will work. It's going to be a really weird, probably too steep of a road. Well, we'll give it a shot. So you can see that's going to be our design road profile along this alignment here. Next up, we need to, so in case you haven't used Civil 3D much, when you run or build a road corridor, it's called, you need an assembly to kind of cut along this profile. So it's going to take a pattern that we draw in cross section and cut it across our vertical profile over here, and it's going to follow this alignment. It'll make a little more sense once we make one. We'll just leave this as default, so we're going to create our own assembly over here, and just gives us this little node here. I want to open up our tool palette, open up the other screen, and you can use a basic assembly. Maybe we'll click through a few of these. Actually, I just want to create a generic one. This will be quicker. So from here you can choose links, which are kind of the line work that will cut into the existing surface and create our new road surface. So this would be, say, the base of our road grading. So we're going to want to, let's do a link and a slope. We open up our properties now. Once you've selected it, you can edit the width of your road and the slope. So we'll leave it at the defaults of 2 meter or 2% slope, and we're going to change the width to 5. We're just going to do a narrow road here, and this is just half of it, so you have to do the same thing on the left side and on the right. This is going to be the right side. Once you've got your settings correct here, simply click your assembly, and it's going to add the line 5 meters wide with a 2% slope. We're going to click this and change it to the left side now. It'll keep the settings the same. And you're going to click it again, and it'll go out the left. Now looking at it already, it doesn't make sense to slope into the center of our road. We're going to select these, and we're going to slope towards the crown. So there you can see it's now sloping down. So water will say drain off of our road rather than into it. Now to connect it to our surface, we need a link to surface, link slope to surface. And this is going to tie us back into our existing ground. And we're going to leave it as a cut and a fill because it's above ground. It's going to fill at this slope back into existing ground. And if it's below ground where our profile is showing, it's going to cut up into the existing ground. So we're going to do it at a, say, 3:1 slope. Again, I'm just kind of making this up as we go. We're going to add this to the right side, and you're going to click the little node over here. And then on the left side, I'm going to add the same thing. Now you can see kind of what we're going to be working with as a road profile. And now we can use this, cut a corridor through the existing ground, following this vertical profile, and it's going to cut this pattern into it. So let's test it out and see how it goes. A lot of designing with Civil 3D is going to be tweaking the design to work within your parameters. Most of the time you're going to have an engineer telling you or working with you, or if you're an engineer, you're going to have to work out minimum and maximum side slopes, road slope for drainage. If you're going to add in a ditch, you're going to need to design that, as well as keeping within properties, keeping within a road profile slope or grade. So a lot of things can kind of change as you go. So I'll start over there. To get started, we're going to click on corridor. We're just going to call this corridor test road. It's going to ask which alignment we want to use, and we want to use our test road alignment. Is this curved one up here? It's going to ask us which profile, and then we called that one design road profile that we drew on that kind of went down and up again. And it's going to ask us which assembly, and we're going to use our road section. Now this one here at the bottom is important, because if you don't tie it into a surface, it's not going to know where to cut the sides of the road or where to end them. We're going to select existing ground. We're going to leave baseline and region parameters checked on. Once you've got all this filled out, you can hit OK. And it's going to come up here, and you can set all the settings to do with frequencies. I'm just going to change these to 5, and I'll show you what that does. But I'll set them all to 5 for now. You want to make sure your targets are set, which again I just went over is the surface we're going to tie into. And you can specify if this is going to cut the entire length of the alignment or just for a portion. We're going to do the entire thing, and we'll see how it works. We might need to edit it a little later. Let's hit OK. And you're going to let it rebuild the corridor. So there you can see we've got a road corridor coming through our mountain. And you can see here it's tying into the existing ground. We'll create a surface from this. Then I'll show you the two in a kind of 3D. We're going to go select our corridor, go corridor properties, surfaces. We're going to create a surface. You're going to tie it in using links, and you can select the links we're going to use. So we're going to tie it in at the datum as well as the cut and fill points. Create those as break lines. We're going to create or use the corridor extents as the boundary for our surface. That means it'll cut off the surface and give it an outer boundary at the edge of our corridor. We're going to rebuild again. You can see we have a surface following our road. I'm going to change this 5 meter design. I'm going to turn off the corridor. You can see it. There we go. Now you can see our kind of little design road that we've got corridors for it, or the contours for it, and it's tying back into the mount. So if we view an object, okay, so you can select the two surfaces and go Object Viewer. This just lets us see what's happening. E road. Your road coming through here. Now quickly, I designed a road that goes in and through the little hill here. Now, what we can do to better show it, create a paste surface, paste the two together, and then you'll see kind of our final, what it would look like. So we added our existing ground to this final surface, and now we're going to paste our design. Oh, I added that to the wrong. All right. In our paste surface, I'm going to make sure we select the right one. We're going to paste the existing ground in first. Go back in Edits and paste our corridor surface in. Now, we turn off all the other surfaces. You're going to be able to see this new road that follows our alignment. See it modeled in there. Pretty good fit there. You can see we now have a road that comes from over here, goes up to this flatter area. You can see that it automatically cut into the hill here. And you can see down here that it's filling in to raise it up to the road surface. All because of that little assembly we built. Pretty cool, huh? Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. This is the first live stream we've tried, and I think it went pretty good. I'm just playing around, hopefully showing you guys a couple cool things with Civil 3D, and showing you it's not that difficult once you kind of know the basics. You can play with all the settings as you go, but a lot of it ends up being just kind of trying things out, seeing how it looks in the real world, and then modifying your design as you go. You can see this one came out pretty quickly and easily. And yeah, we didn't do a lot of tweaking to it or anything, but you could, and it's all dynamic in the way it updates. So say we change this over here, and we don't want it to dip down. We actually want it way up here. So let's say we bring the road up. This is our vertical profile of our road, and we're going to bring it way up so that it kind of connects between these two. You got to make sure that it's still going to hit existing ground. You can't get too crazy with it. I don't know, but you can see what it's going to do It's going to fill in that center area. And if it misses the existing ground, like say it goes outside of our survey area to do this, then it's not really going to work. But if it stays within our area, this should update automatically for us. If we update or rebuild the surfaces, we'll be able to see what it's doing now. You can see it looks like it probably updated for us. Shaded. There you can see, rather than, you remember from the last part, I wish I saved a screenshot of it, but it was dug or cut way down into this hill here, our new road. Now it's filling in on both sides and it's keeping a lot more of a level road. See, it dips down there, and then for the most part it's pretty smooth all the way across. So we've built up this area here quite a bit. But it automatically did that for us now that we've got the corridors set up. And the profiles as well. Grabbing a screenshot. I've got this. Yeah, if you're just joining us, we've just gone over a quick way to design a road in Civil 3D, as well as how to cut a profile or a section from an existing ground surface. And I'm just showing now how dynamic the roads are, or corridors, once you get them built. So once we've done all the setup, like building our assembly here and our design profile, you can change them on the fly and have your road adjust accordingly. Let's say we dig down, we cut through all of this hill here, just consistently rise till the end. You'll really notice the difference on this one. So we just need to update or rebuild our corridor code and update finished surface that we got pasted over here. Now you can really see in the contours how much it's cutting into the hill, and then over here you can see how much is built up. These are 1 meter contours, so you can see it's built up 1, 2, 3, 4 meters here, and you can hear that it's cutting down into the hill like about. We right click on our surface and go Object Viewer. Brings up the Object Viewer here, and you can change how it's seen with this drop down here. You can use 3D Hidden. Super useful on this one. If we had a texture or an image added to it, would help. See here in the wireframe. Here on realistic, bit of both. I tend to like shaded with edges or just shaded. Shades of gray looks okay too. Sketchy. Conceptual. That's not too bad. I like to put conceptual on top of an existing one. Yeah, you can see how we changed our design, and now it's cut way into this hill here. The road comes out and around and ties in pretty well at this end. Like I said, this is the first live stream for Cat Intentions, and I just figured I'd go over something fun like doing a road design really quickly with you guys. Show you a few options. Show you how to create a profile, some alignments. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you let me know in the comments or in the chat here. And if you've been a follower of CAD Intentions and you want to support us, or me, it's just me, check out our my Patreon page. Every dollar is super helpful. Been doing these videos for probably 5 years now, I think. It's just something I do for fun. I don't really make any money on it. Occasionally you get a bit in AdSense ads, but that's I'd make more money if I was at an actual job. I just do these things. Originally I did them to help show a friend how to use something in AutoCAD, and I just threw the video on YouTube, and it ended up getting a ton of views, and that's kind of fun. And then I started getting more and more people asking me to make videos on specific topics, and I just kept making them. 5 years ago, I actually picked up clients on the side doing this, which is nice if you're a freelance drafter occasionally, which I have done in the past. That can be helpful. Yeah. I also just got a new CAD and engineering kind of PC. It was a custom build from XI Computer, and they sent that over to help out CAD Intentions. So if you guys are looking for a custom CAD PC, make sure you guys check them out. The link's in the description, I think. So make sure you hit them up. I saw one of you guys was from Cartographs, was from New Zealand. Anybody else from anywhere cool right now? I'm in Canada, West Coast. I want to say it's about just above 0 here right now. Pretty warm. It's been negative 15 to negative 25 Celsius most of January and December. So it's actually the warmest week we've had all winter. Pretty nice. Yeah, so far we've done an alignment and a profile in Civil 3D, and then we've designed a road that was super basic and cut it through our existing ground based on our vertical profile over here, which you can dynamically move around. We'll update the surface. Try and keep it as level as probably a better design, cutting through a bunch of the mountain. Alright, so now that we've moved our profile around, just need to update our surface again. Corridor. Surface. You can see it's a much more gentle cut and fill. Once again, we'll do the viewer on shaded view. Now you can see, I gotta get my 3D mouse hooked up. A lot easier to move things. There you go. There's our road, nice and gently sloped. To fill here in the low spot and a little bit of cut up top. So depending on what you had for material, you might want more cut, or what's more likely is you want to balance the amount of cut with the amount of fill that you're going to need as much as possible. But sometimes the material you're cutting is unusable, so that doesn't really matter. Sometimes the site has a ton of excess, a surplus of material, and you can use it as a fill, so you want a. Sometimes there's other reasons, but you kind of get the gist of it. You can switch things around. So now I'm going to show you guys how to cut sections along your road so you can see what it's doing. So up here, sample lines is what AutoCAD calls sections. You're just sampling at every distance. Oh, got a cartograph. I'd say yeah, I do plan to do these regularly. This is the first one I've done so far. So we'll see how it goes. I know it can be time consuming to do these, but if people want to, and we can get a regular turnout to watch them and or questions, I'm definitely interested in continuing to keep doing these. I'm glad you're just starting out with Civil 3D. Hopefully this can be, it's not really like probably super informative for a complete beginner because I didn't go through everything step by step exactly, but it'll give you a gist of kind of like how some of the stuff works and what's possible, and how once you get things set up, everything can be quite automated. But yeah, I definitely hope to keep doing these things regular. Thanks again for coming and watching. So yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna cut sections. Let's say cut them every 100 meters or so along our road. It's 630, so we'll get 6 sections. So we're gonna click on sample lines. We're gonna select our alignment. We're gonna leave everything here pretty much checked on, but down here is where you're gonna want to pay a little bit of attention. So we want to select our corridor test road surface. This one, finish ground. Don't need any of these. We want to show our existing ground, e.g. We're going to show it as existing ground in the style. We're going to show our test corridor surface, and we're going to show it as finished ground, so you can tell them apart. We're going to leave these as defaults. We're going to change the labels to sections or to section marks, and you'll see when I choose these. So after that, you're going to hit OK, and then you're going to select where your sections go. You can click along if you want to put cross sections wherever you want, kind of randomly, or you can hit the drop down up here under sample line tools, and you can select existing lines. So say if you've drawn them already, that's an easy way to do it. Or you can do range of stations, what we're going to do. We're going to make them each 50 meters wide on each side. So that'll be 100 meters wide total. Seems, yeah, it seems about right. Might be a little long. And then we're going to do them every 100 meters. And make sure all these are set. Spirals, we don't have any, but we do have curves. Yeah, that's all we need here. You want them, these two here, find how wide on either side of the alignment you're going to cut your section. And then increments will tell you the length or the distance along it. So hit OK, and you can see it automatically generated sections. So it's got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to hit enter now. And you can see it's added in the section marks for us. And it's counting them off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can change the names of these and it'll update by selecting and then sample line properties. So now to show them in section view, up top here under our home tab, we're going to go to section views and create multiple views. I'm going to ask you all the same information again. Which alignment? We only have the one. Which group? We only have the one. You can call them a name. You can also add counters, so you can just say section and then just tell it to add 1 each time it draws one. That's kind of useful. Now we're going to show them as road sections again. We're going to leave all the defaults. You want to switch this to draft and then just stacks them. Yes. Offset range we've already set 50 meters on each side. You're gonna let the elevation be automatic. That way it'll adjust the section up and down so that it covers the area that we have. Display options we can leave because we've already set those up. The existing ground is going to show up as existing ground style, and the finished ground is going to be used. And we'll leave the data bands. That's the information along the bottom of it. We're going to create views again. I'm going to click over. Getting over a bit of a cold. Tea here in my Batman mug. Trying to help with my voice, which is kind of out today. Yeah, you can see over here our new cross sections, and you can see the blue line is our road corridor line, and you can see the existing ground. I don't like how these are cutting the tops off. So if you right click on the section and go to section view style, you can go to grid and tell it to stop flipping the grid at the line. I tend to like that a little better. And you can also change out the axis, the intervals. It looks like they're both at 10 meters right now. I would mind them at 5, so we're just going to switch over to 5. Change the vertical left and right to 5. Hit OK. You can see they all changed out to 5 meters. And you can see, change this style, existing ground. We're just going to change it to, change the existing ground to red. Proposed ground, purple. Yeah. So now you can see what our road is doing all the way along our alignment. See at 0 plus 100, it's going to be cutting into the existing ground. 200, only a portion of it is in the cut. And then we get to 300, and now it's all fill. Our road, so it's filling in to tie into the existing ground. You get to 400, we're still tying in, all fill. And then 600, we're almost matching the existing ground, filling it in. Just, I think I restarted them. Hope you guys can hear them in the background. There we go, we've got cross sections, and again, all of these things automatically update when you change your profiles, which I just find super useful. If you want to cut way in, sure we've got more. Let's fill. You can see I've pretty drastically changed all of that. Rebuild everything. You'll see is a huge cut again. Then you can see over here how much cut has all changed. Like it all changes automatically. Half and half, which we didn't have before. And now it's only a slight fill for the second half of our road. What ties in. Again, everything is dynamic in here, so once you get things built up, it's super fast. But yeah, I think I'm gonna probably end the Civil 3D stuff now. Is fun. I'm glad you guys joined me on here, and I'll definitely be doing one of these again. Probably today was Wednesday here. Probably this weekend. And if you guys don't follow me already on Twitter, don't forget to follow me on there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think it gives you alerts every time I go live. And if more people are interested in Civil 3D, I haven't done many videos on it, but it's what I do as my day job every day. So maybe I'll start making more videos showing some more detailed stuff on assemblies or road alignments or anything. Site gradings, work a lot in mining as well, doing berms and ponds. We can do some examples of that as well. I like doing pond designs or creek designs in 3D, so I'll definitely be doing that in upcoming stream. Again, don't forget to check out the Patreon, sponsors, all that, and thank you guys. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you're watching this later. Man, that's awesome, Cardo. I wasn't sure how this would work, as the first time I've done a live stream on here. Is there anything I can improve on, or anything you see, or that would be helpful or easy to fix? Let me know. I'm still trying to figure out what software to even use and how to do if the webcam is useful or if I should just ditch it. I already tell I don't like where it's placed. I think I'd rather it on the left side, if I can do that. Yeah, I'd like it up top. Yeah. Thank you guys again for hanging out. There you go. The webcam's up top and it's... Alright, so that's it for the stream today. We went over how to do profiles, sections, road alignments, vertical profiles, how to build a corridor, how to use the object viewer quickly. Show you guys once more kind of what our end finished product here was. We've got a existing ground topography here showing some contours, and we designed and laid out this road here connecting this kind of upper flat area to the lower area. You can see we cut it into the ground. This isn't a finished render or anything. This is just the object viewer showing us a shaded view of our finished topography surface. I'll probably do a stream on rendering at some point, depending on if people want to see that. Yeah, there's our finished road. Thank you guys for watching, and cheers. Have a good one. Bye.